Miss V.C. Ume, Mrs. Oladosu Bolanle for A, and Mr. J.O. Adara or Adara. Please, I'd like to learn the pronunciation for that. Adara. Okay, so it's Yoruba. So that's for information and documentation. And the chairman for this session, please make welcome Dr. S.O.S. Akinjemi. Presenters, please note we have just 10 minutes for our presentation. At 7 minutes, you will be given a reminder for 3 minutes more. Mr. Chairman, sir, I hand over to you.
Thank you, MC. Good morning, my ED. Good morning, everybody. It's a pleasure being you around again today. Today, we are going to fire about cylinders, and we are going to be extremely fast. So, there's no protocol to observe. We are the protocol for this morning. MC, sir, where is the first presenter? No waste of time, no reading of introduction. Tell us exactly what you have. God bless you.
Hello. Executive Director, members of IMC, ladies and gentlemen, I am Katibu Sophia Oluwatobi, and I'll be presenting on behalf of the Biotechnology Unit our research report for the year 2024. Here's the list of the members of staff of the units. Here are the unit's objectives. Rapid multiplication of the 3 cultivars of pineapple, which is the smooth cayenne, sugarloaf, and MD2. Propagation of plantain using tissue culture techniques, pith and split methods. Research on development and enhancement of Avidia Bungolu using tissue culture, and also capacity building of staff and relevant stakeholders. Moving to activity 1, which is the multiplication of pineapple cultivars using the conventional micropropagation method. This particular activity aims to produce 100,000 plantlets of pineapple, which includes the 3 cultivars, to be distributed to farmers within the pineapple growing states. And here are the specific objectives for this particular activity. 1, to regenerate these explants using the leaves and crowns. To introduce successfully these initiated plants in proliferating media, after which they will be transferred to rooting media, and finally acclimatization chamber, where they will be added before they are ready for uptakers. Here is the methodology used for the first activity. The initiation process started in January 2024, where explants were sourced within the institute. Each varieties of these cultivars were cultured in nutrient media containing MS medium, 30% sucrose, phytagel, vitamins, ascorbic acid, under a regulated temperature for a specific period of time. And the subcultures were done every 4 to 5 weeks. Here is the output, a table showing the output of this particular activity. For sugarloaf, the initiation process, we started for sugarloaf with 20 suckers, and it went through 5 different subculture stages, and currently on the shelf for sugarloaf, we have 36,500 plantlets. Same with the smooth cayenne, we had about 1,400 on the shelf before this particular activity started. So we just continued with the subculture at subculture 3 to 75. However, MD2, due to its delicate nature and it gets contaminated easily, also we were unable to get more explants. Explants we were unable to get, so we were able to start with just 11. And after initiation, we lost quite a number of plantlets, so we were left with just 2. And from that 2 from subculture 1, it multiplied at subculture 3 to 1,000. So currently we have 1,000 MD2 on shelf. So figure 2 is showing the pineapple micropropagation process. To conclude, majority of the subcultured plantlets are currently being transferred to the newly installed acclimatization chamber, where they will remain for a few weeks before they are ready for distribution. Moving to activity 2, which is the ministerial directive on production of 50,000 plantain suckers. This project overview, around August last year, the executive director gave the units a project which is to produce 50,000 suckers of plantain, and the unit sprung into action using 3 approaches. We started with micro propagation, then macro propagation, and also field sucker production. Here is a table showing for the micro propagation of plantain. We started around June. A total of 30 suckers were obtained from the field, and they went into different stages of subculture. And at the end of the day, we have currently on the shelf 5,060 plantlets of plantain. Here is figure 4 is showing stages of plantain micropropagation process. So table 3 here is showing for macro propagation of plantain. This particular stage also started around June, and this particular one also started around June. So we have 40. We started with 40 suckers from the field, and after 5 months, we were able to get 678 plantlets from this particular macro propagation method. So figure 5 is showing the macro propagation chamber, and these are the plants that we're able to get from this macro propagation chamber. So moving to activity 3, effects of ascorbic acid on oxidative browning of in vitro derived culture of Avinja wombolu using the leaf disc. Avinja wombolu is a woody plant. It is also called decanut, or it's also called decanut. This particular tree is a woody plant. So there is this problem of oxidative litter browning when it comes to in vitro culture of Avinja wombolu. So there is need for us to combat this particular problem. So that's why we embark on this particular activity. That is to find an alternative, to find a solution to the problem. So the objective of this particular activity was to examine the effect of ascorbic acid, which is an antioxidant, at various concentrations in controlling the litter browning using the leaf disc. And the methodology used was to source fruits from the orchard. The fruits were depulped and sown. After 8 weeks, the leaves of the young leaves were gotten from the apical part of the plant and taken into the lab for sterilization process and were cultured in media. And for this particular experiment, 3 replications were maintained for each of the treatments. And the ascorbic acid was varied at different concentrations for 0, 50, 100, 150, 200, and 250 milligram per liter respectively. So after 30 days, visual observations were made for a period of 30 days using the rating scales of Zib and Alevi.
Random.
So here is the table showing the results gotten. We can deduce from this table that from 200 to 250 milligram per liter of ascorbic acid, we were able to reduce the extent of discoloration for this particular experiment, and percentage decrease was observed for 200 and 250, for 200 and 150, for 200 and 150 milligram per liter of ascorbic acid. So figure 6 is showing the results for 200 and 250 milligram of ascorbic acid respectively. To conclude, the data collected from these investigations shows that the incorporation of ascorbic acid as an antioxidant in reducing litter browning in modified NS significantly reduced the browning of explants. For activity 4, which is the capacity workshop, the unit embarked on a training last year where we trained different stakeholders and students and professionals in the field of biotechnology. For the specific objective for this training was to provide participants a solid foundation in tissue culture, and also to give them the hands-on techniques on tissue culture. So these are feedbacks from the training that was done, and this is the picture gallery showing the participants at the training. Thank you.
Thank you. Pesticide.
The ED, sir, the IMC members, everyone present there. I'm Oladi Bulwale by name, and to report for the activities that was carried out in 2024 by our pesticide unit. These are the member staff of the unit at that time. By the way of introduction, the biopesticide unit is under the Directorate Office. And the major focus is to research and develop pest control technologies for tropical insects and diseases, especially the invasive pests. Also responsible for the conservation of our beneficial insects, especially the honeybees, and we have been able to make some good impact in that area. Here are the objectives. One, to develop integrated pest management technologies to contain the menace of insect pest damage. To produce organic fertilizers from biopesticide and horticultural waste. Most of our waste that we have used in the production of biopesticides have been kept for a while, and we found that it's very good if we could compose it into organic fertilizers, which we have done. To produce quality nutritive honey and inbound products. To manage insect pests on field. Fumigation of staff quarters and office against termites and reptiles. The first activity was we had a task that we should produce biopesticide for a client, which we did. 1,000 liters of it was produced using the method, the protocols by OK et al. 2021, and we achieved that. We were able to achieve that task within a week, and the product was delivered to the client. The center is more of the production aspect, and we also have the research aspect. So we do more of the production, and we also carry out experiments in that unit. Some of the products that were also produced were also used for controlling insect pests on the hay field and some other experimental field within the institute. This was one of the production during the production of one of the set of biopesticide we did. We engaged people to help in carrying out this production. This was when the items were being loaded into the trucks and were being delivered to the owners. The second activity we have, the challenges we've had in the time past was getting raw materials. We have to bring them from where they are domiciled, but now we've been able to achieve bringing them down. We've been able to cultivate those trees that are major raw materials for this biopesticide, and we have them established in the institute. The lands were cleared by the help of the farm management. Other activities were also done. The seedlings were planted out at a spacing of 3 meters by 2.5 meters to be able to achieve a dense canopy whenever, so that we can have more harvest from them. It was also intercrop. We noticed that the spacing was much, and we can also maximize using it for other things. So we cultivated cucumber and sweet potato to manage manage wheat within that plot. One of the outcomes was that we were able to achieve the plantation with the plan to expand this area. Already we have about 1 hectare of it, and we are trying to, by this 2025, we should be able to have another 1 hectare, and the process is on already. Yes, this is the plantation, and they are about 6 meters tall now, presently. By next year, we should be able to start harvesting from it. We got the permission of the ED to deploy more of the beehives to some of the fields to be able to increase the production of honey for the institute. And 6 were sourced from the store, placed at a height of about 1.5 meters and 120 meters apart. We have majority of our hives in the citrus orchards, the mango orchards, where they could easily be colonized. And they were routinely checked for colonization and also done some hygiene activity to be able to make sure that we have quality honey from them. It was packaged, and as at yesterday, we delivered about 16 liters of this honey to the marketing unit as at yesterday. And this is one of the hives. One of the challenges we also have in this particular area is that we have people coming to harvest some of this honey at night. And they even set the boxes on fire in some cases. They harvest. Okay, they steal. So it's one of the major challenges we have. Despite how harmful the bees are, they still devise the means of stealing this honey. We also have another small unit that was created by the executive director, known as Spray Gang. And that unit is also responsible in trying to manage insect pests in most of our orchards and our experimental fields. They were of great help during the ministerial assignment. We were able to control pests in most of the fields, especially the amaranth fields and okra fields, which can be testified by most of the people that had their fields. I want to also say that, as of yesterday, Dr. Omen mentioned something about this fruit fly. It's a big issue we have at hand, and we still need to do more about it. The issue of dropping, we have tried as much as possible to pick more. In 2023, we picked a lot of droppings on the field. We buried and we put chemicals to be able to knock this insect down. But we still noticed that after then, the population of these insects increased. So it's a major challenge we have as a unit. We tried other means, we hung a sticky trap, we did routine hand picking, we did fumigation, but we still have to do more in that regard. And some of the 6 staff quarters and 5 offices were also fumigated under the year. This was one of the few during the ministerial assignment. Yes, we also help in removing termite hills from people's for most of the orchards, which has been a major problem in our orchards. It's difficult, but we noticed that by the time we are successful in picking the queen in the territorium, then we have been able to solve that problem. And that is what we do most. That's what we do most times. We dig and try to see as much as possible. We pick the insect. If it is done by 6 o'clock in the morning or 6:30 in the hours of the morning, the queen comes up, and that is the best time you can pick the queen. And by the time you pick the queen and you fumigate that environment, then you have solved that problem. And that is what we have been able to do. Then the last one was that we actually said we formulated an organic fertilizer. In that fertilizer, we are able to use about 50% of our waste from the biopesticide as the major constituent of this product, where we have other horticultural waste and some other legumes that we've added to it to fortify that product. We successfully produced about 2,500 pages in the year under review that was given to a client. And here is the report. We actually analyzed that particular organic fertilizer, and we were able to come up with this. The year 2025, we still want to standardize that particular product. We want to move it to the field and see how many of this quantity we need to have per hectare. And that is what we hope to achieve in the year 2025. This is one of the products that we're producing. In conclusion, the biopesticide unit achieved about 80% of its set target in the year under review. The activities of the spray gang improved as a result of the purchase of modern spraying equipment. The ED actually and the management gave us modern equipment, a big, about 60 liters boom sprayer that can go about 100 meters away from where you are, which has really helped in the orchard. The newly formulated organic fertilizer is in addition to the existing agro product from the NIHOT and will generate more revenue. Thank you for listening.
Thank you for managing our time for us. I think later we'll discuss. I would like to call on the representative of HAY. If you have the floor.
the HIDISA, members of the Internal Management Committee, NIOT family, good morning everybody, and welcome to the presentation of Horticultural Academy for Youths A. The head coordinator is Dr. O.O. This is the outline for the presentation. Horticultural Academy for Youths A is a customized program designed for unemployed youths to assist in coping unemployment by empowering youths with required skills in lowland vegetable production and upland vegetable production. A is one of the means in which NIOT contributes a quota to reducing unemployment in the country Nigeria. A adopts an approach that includes interactive theoretical sessions, hands-on practical experience, technical supervision, and mentoring of trainees. These are the team members. The aim of A is to empower, equip, and strengthen unemployed youths on horticultural crop production in the lowland and upland for employment and sustainable livelihood. The specific objectives were to train participants on lowland and upland vegetable production, to demonstrate cultural practices in vegetable production, and to evaluate profitability of vegetable production as a business venture. Methodology. The process started with the screening and interviewing of prospective trainees, in which 30 successful trainees were chosen based on set criteria. Top on the set criteria was that the trainee must be unemployed. The program started with a pre-workshop in which there was a pre-training assessment to assess the level of knowledge of the trainees before theoretical sessions. The training structure. Interactive theoretical sessions followed by practical demonstrations, allocations of plots for the training for practical vegetable production. The trainees were divided into 3 groups of 10, and each group was monitored by seasoned technical supervisor. Trainees were supported by monthly stipends to augment transportation costs, and the program lasted for 7 months, from January 2024 to July 2024. 28 trainees graduated out of the 30. 3 males and 3 females were awarded for excellent performance. There was post-training assessment, which was conducted after the program was completed. The modules for the lowland and upland vegetable production. The modules include production management practices of amaranthus, cocoros, cereals, okra, cucumber, and Tephria occidentalis. Nursery practices of tomato and pepper, crop protection practices of leafy vegetables and okra, economics of production of leafy vegetables and okra, economics of production of cucumber, tomato, and pepper, and record keeping for good business management. Results and discussion. The male constitutes 57% of the total number of trainees. We'll see it in figure 1. 50% of the trainees were between the ages of 30 to 39 years, and 83.3% of the trainees after tertiary education as highest qualification and were unemployed. The knowledge assessments. The mean pre-knowledge score was 11.04, the post-knowledge score was 40.90, and the t-test value was 9.51 at a level of significance of 0.01%. Similar difference was observed between pre and post-knowledge scores, and that indicates an increase in knowledge uptake. These are the charts. This is the picture. The trainings during the pre-training evaluation, the trainees on the field, on their allocated plots, the NIOT distributed product inputs for the trainings. At the lowland vegetable production, the crops planted were amaranthus, cocoros, okra, and celosia. And the stages of production were land preparation, planting, cultural practices, which includes fertilizer application, pest and disease control, weed management, harvesting, marketing, and marketing. Then resources provided by NIOT for the training includes land preparation, irrigation, seeds, farm tools, covers, field books, fertilizers, herbicides, and insecticides. This is a picture of the lowland production. You can see the trainees on their different plots in action. Then the internal management committee will pay the visits to the lowland. An incident happened just a day to the harvest day, precisely on the 22nd day of February 2024. There was an heavy downfall of rain, and the Fadama, which is the lowland, was flooded. And this brought the loss of the matured crops, and all the irrigation facilities were damaged. So we have to quickly leave that Fadama and move up to the upland for a repeat of the crops, the vegetable crop production, but in a smaller scale. At the upland, we started with measuring land and plot allocation. Average plot size for each participant was 3.8 meters by 10 meters for the production of okra, cockroach, and amaranths. But for cucumber, it was 3.8 meters by 7 meters. The trainees were taught soil sterilization, and the sterilized soil was used in the nursery for raising tomato seedlings and pepper seedlings. Vegetables planted at the upland include tomato, pepper, ugu, okra, and cucumber. At the upland production, this is showing the measuring out of land and plots. But now is by showing the training is receiving lectures on soil sterilization, and there is the nursery practices for tomato and pepper, and nursery practices for ugu for grade 11. The IMC also paid visits to the vegetable production at the upland, and these are our produce. Harvest produce, these are produce harvest for the year. You can see the trainees moving the matured crops to the horticulture, which is our marketing arm of NIOT. Thanks for listening.
Thank you, Mrs. Lee. God bless you. You are really doing a wonderful job, and I'll give my experience with your students. Please, can we move to the last presenter for this morning? Of all my section, not this morning, the Liberian.
Good morning, the Executive Director, members of the Internal Management Committee, all heads of department, programs, and units, my colleagues in the Information and Documentation Department, and members of NIHOT community. I'm Obolaji Oladunjoyi. I'm presenting on behalf of Information and Documentation Department 2025 in-house report. This is the team members. We have a 20-man team. Okay, by way of introduction, the Information and Documentation Department acquires, organizes, preserves, and disseminates information with the aim of stimulating and guiding researchers in the field of horticulture. We also coordinate research findings in horticulture while facilitating interaction between the producers and consumers of horticultural research technologies. Now we have 5 activities instead. Activity 1 is collection development, and this activity does the collection and acquisition of resources and identifies, selects, and acquires and manages relevant materials. Also enhances the Institute's research capabilities and support educational mission by providing access to the latest information in the field of horticulture. Now, the methodology here is systematic selection and acquisition of information resources, assessing of existing collection and gap identification and updating. Also soliciting donation of relevant information resources. Now, during the year under review, we acquired newspaper publications, and also we had a total of 136 information resources donated to the Institute. We have the list of donations as Dr. O.O. Oyedele, Institute of Agricultural Research, Professor M.L. Atonda, Federal College of Agriculture, Kusoshima University International Center for Highland Studies, Japan International Research Center for Agricultural Science, Lioch Group, Koku Research Institute, NLE, we have the Technical Center, we have Dr. Ademola Idowu, African Journal of Library, Archives and Information Science, Prince Ladibolu, and a host of others. Okay, so activity 2 is the readers and referral services. We support and assist researchers, students in assessing and utilizing department resources. Also, we serve as a reserver service provider, connecting users with relevant information and resources beyond the department's holding. Now, during the year under review, we had about 879 users from January to December. Also, we had 91 consulted information resources and 31 borrowed information resources. The user education and information literacy, the primary beneficiaries were new staff, corps members, and students on IT. Also, we had for selective dissemination of information, about 17 information resources were disseminated. Also, we have 200 items respectively catalogued. Activity 3, electronic library. The unit has made efforts to digitize some of the materials in the library to make sure that we have access to digital information resources. We're looking at resource acquisition and licensing, resource organization and maintenance, user support and training, usage analysis and assessment. Also, during the year under review, we successfully acquired downloadable versions of the Nigerian Journal of Horticultural Science, which are accessible now in the library. Also, we had about, let me allow you to clap. Okay, we have about 201 reprint materials that have been successfully scanned. Activity 4 is the institutional repository. We have, we're supposed to effectively manage and disseminate the research data, increase the visibility and impact of NIHOT research by making it freely accessible to the global audience. Also preserve and archive NIHOT research outputs in a secure and sustainable manner. Now, the department has made an attempt to address the publications of researchers, and as of now, we have about 860 entries, and it's a comprehensive repository we're working on to ensure that we have a listing of the various authors, corresponding papers, abstracts, publication years for all research scientists. Activity 5, NIHOT Research Center. The center provides access to a wide range of resources, including research reports. The research also plays a crucial role in the proper maintenance of hardware and software infrastructure necessary for operational efficiency. The objectives are website content updating and management, maintenance of internet network infrastructure and services, technical support, social media management, and live streaming. Now, during the year under review, the Institute's YouTube platform had a total of 1,633 likes, with the highest views in March during the program, A Day of Tribute to late Dr. Bernard Okafor. Also, we had the number of requests. The total number of requests on WhatsApp was about 576, majority of which have been responded to. Also on the Institute's X platform, we had a total of 5,540 likes, views, 78 shares, and 31 shares. On the Instagram account, we had 206 likes, with the highest in May. Total likes 657, comments 277, and shares 57 on the Facebook platform. Recommendation: we would like to strengthen stakeholders' engagement and outreach, enhance digital information resources and services, optimize the repository of horticultural research findings, enhance digital awareness and marketing, provide continuous ICT training and support. Thank you for listening.
Fantastic. I said we are going to fire from all cylinders and we are not going to waste time. Let me just thank all of them. They managed the time very well. Am I right? Beautiful. So I hope those of you that are asking questions will not waste time. I won't say anything until the ED will have spoken. Sir, question, comment, appraiser.
Since you are waiting for me, the director, I don't think maybe you are going to say anything, but I will not say anything too. Yes, all the presenters have known wonderfully. I think the best time to take it is this morning. If we have taken it yesterday, we will not have taken it this way. So I think we've taken a good decision. So I'm happy with on that. By and large, the first presenter, I will see, put my hand, I'll be looking for. I wouldn't want to see a lot of scientific rhetoric. I want to see action. Your HOU and your director knows what I'm talking about, so I'm putting my hands. I've seen a lot of requests on my table this morning. I'm going to give you back the way you are asking. So I need a lot of work from this time. Your program, your unit, you can make a lot of noise. And not only noise, you can really help a lot of people. The direction of Mr. President. So I'll still put my hands. The long way is very far because you have only 1,000 of MD2. So our land has some difficulty in producing the planting material. You have about 7,000 or 5,000 of sugar loaf, and I think this small kind. But I didn't see the starting material for small kind. You don't put it there. It was dashed. You had it in labs for, so please you can work on that. That is for that. On the second presenter, which is Dr. So I think he has come back to praise now. I used to call him Oba, but we don't win the contest, so it's praise. I'm sorry, don't worry. We are because. So Prince Lani Kudu, my question is, I believe you are going to focus on your application rates this time around. Then the question is this: the organic fertilizer you're talking about. I don't know. Is there anything you need to do regarding the trade name or registration or something? I don't know. There should be something. So you carry out the analysis and educate us more on that. Then you are talking of the fruit fly. You say there is more to do. So when you, the expert, are saying there is more to do, so who will answer the question? So I now ask you, what are the things to do more? So that then I go down to the top presenter. I think the first presenter told you, I will discuss with your HOU, you need to divide the staff according to the crops we are doing. Like now, you talk about the ascorbic acid that protects Wadinja. So, like that Wadinja too, do you have enough planting materials? I don't know. If it's no, or plain planting material, disease-free planting material, if it's no. Why don't you assign some of your scientists and technologists? This is for everything, this is for sugar, this is for this is banana, this is Abidjan. You can do that and you matchmake them. I said you matchmake them, not to defend themselves or marry. You matchmake them, you match them so that you can have efficiency in production. I just noted that. And go to the third presenter. I think, Mr. Chairman, I'm not taking of your time. Mrs. A, let me use Jabos for Mrs. A. Honestly, I love your work. It is wonderfully presented and wonderfully written. And you showed me that in anything, a scientist will always be a scientist. You can write a lot of papers before you are presenting. Something we are doing practical and turn it into. So, Madam Hey, which is a Hey, coordinator, welcome. That's a nice work. I want to be part of that publication. But not this topic. I can sponsor it in Python. It's a nice work. I can see a lot of writers there. But my observation is that you said resources provided by NASA. And the most important resources we have provided within my faith, which is human resources. I don't think the federal government is paying the salary, but those participants cannot pay the human resources. So you didn't mention it. So I mentioned it. What about the human resources? And even the security. It's part of human resources. So you will include it, not only whole and cutlasses and overruns. The first on the list is the human resources. I know how many directors are waking up as early as 7:30. So that is the issue. I acknowledge Professor Ilande, you're welcome. It needs to be done properly. You're welcome, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, and then you said post-knowledge assessment or evaluation. So I was wondering, do you do exam for them before you know the post-knowledge assessment? Or is it the output of their products? Because we ascribe data to it. I think it's 9-something one. And you're saying it's significant. You are still recollect anyway. But my question here is that the post-knowledge assessment, do you do exam for them? Or is it the output of the products? You may not be able to answer it. Engineer, we are waiting and just relax. The person, that one so the person that will answer the know themselves. If you say it's a post-knowledge assessment, so I'm wondering, do you conduct exam for them? Or is it based on the output of their products? You are able to know the products because you did pre-knowledge assessment, knowledge assessment. So, and finally, sorry, Mr. Chairman, I know you are Mr. Space. I'm helping you to fire from all this data. The borrow material HOD information and technology. You have a very good presentation. You know I'm your fans. You don't know. Say you be in the library. I visit library every day like Professor Ilande. When Professor Ilande came to Nile first time I visited, because the library was talking. And it was not there when you are presenting. So I'm your fans now. So I'll be coming to the library frequently. But my concern is that for all that you presented, you only have borrow material as one, as against several donations and all those things you mentioned. Why? Why is it that you don't have enough material or your material are obsolete? If it is obsolete, I think you have a lot of work to do, and you have to work on that. Maybe you can just respond to that. You still bring it back to the because it's not about money. Then finally, on the publication of our colleagues, you have 860. From my count, I know we have that 3,500 publications. All the research. So you still have a long way to go. You've not gotten to even 50%. So, and I employed our colleagues to cooperate with them for feasibility and even for your citation. If you have it in the library, you are helping the upcoming generations, the younger staff, to have access to them. The essence of publication is for people to make use of it. If you have a publication and you keep it under your head, it's not a publication. So please, let's help them. Thank you very much. Mr. Chairman, thank you.
Thank you, sir. You've done half of the job for me, sir. So, about 10. are not photographers, we are not too much in a hurry, not to miss that kind of shot. Well, the ED has said some of these things that I have here. As you have said yesterday, look into your title and objective. Activity and objective. Should be objective, then activity to achieve the objective. So look into that. I want to ask, why do you lose those heavy materials? Do you investigate into why? You didn't tell us what happened, why those materials you lost them. Table 2. Your table 2 will have been better in figure. It will have made the point clear. And figure 5, I didn't know the spelling of beef, but I think what I saw there is not right in figure 5. Beef. But by and large, I think BAMTech has so much to do that will involve yourself in beef. Leave the beef for those on the field. Let's train them so that they can use that method. It's not something that is too scientific or that needs chemical or a special atmosphere. So people on the field can be doing that, and then while you face much more of the real technical aspect about technology. With what the ED has said now, the media, a lot of fraud. About pesticides, I hope what you said about spray gun, I hope the scientists know that they can call on you if they have pest problem on their field. I'm not sure all scientists know that, because you see some of them still writing insect, what's it called? This or insect killer as part of the material they will need. If they know that they can call on spray gun to do it for them, I think that one would be easier. And commercial effort. Don't mind it. You think I saved the time for you? I saved the time for myself. I really commend your effort on the eradication of termite hills, and that's a good thing. If people can come out of it like the people want, I think it will be okay, because not many people know that kind of thing. Hey, it's fantastic, but I didn't see the economics. Let these children know that every kobo they put in, they must get it out. So add the economics to their training. I didn't see anything like that here. So, and you need to follow them up. I saw some of them, I talked to them about how much they can realize from some of the crops, and they are surprised. So it means they are still lacking that year. We need to follow them up after the training. What are they doing? But it's a good program in this area of Japa, because the way I saw them, they are really interested in what they are doing. I think we should do more as this. But kudos to you. Library, well, the unit should follow up more. Somebody like me to promise some books. I wasn't followed up, and I think if I can do anything now, I should be able to do more. If I can donate chairs in those days, I think books can even follow. I was surprised yesterday night when things went wrong, and they are telling me to use the internet. It worked. I said, wow. So, because I never bothered myself to it, and I think that's a good one for you. Give them a round of applause, please. Maximum 3 questions. From this side, none. From this side, my job is done. Thank you. Please, round of applause for it. Let's keep Sorry.
Can you? Thank you so very much. While they return to their seats, thank you, Mr. Chairman, Dr. SOS Appeal, founding on all cylinders. A good note to start this morning. But just before we start the next session, please, everyone, a father in the house, please let's put our hands together and make welcome Professor I.O. Ayela to our midst. Thank you so very much, sir. We really appreciate your presence. I'll hand over to Lukman now for continuation of proceeding.
Thank you, Olumide. Next on the program, we'll have technical session for programs for planning, monitoring, and evaluation. We have for some outstations, we have for Bagauda and Dadinkowa. And for planning, we'll have the presenter, Dr. I.O. Amao. Please come to the front and take your seat. Dr. Amao. Okay, it's Mr. Dr. Lade, sorry. And for Bagauda outstation, we have Dr. I.A. Bala. You're welcome. For Dadinkowa, Mr. Usman N. You're welcome. Please let's put our hands together for him. And for the rapporteur, for planning, Mrs. A.O. Oguke. You're welcome. For Dadinkowa, Mr. Bala Abdulaziz. So yeah, you are interchanging Bala. Then for Bagauda, Mr. Shuaibu. Please signify, Mr. Shuaibu. Okay. Please, you're welcome. And the chairperson for this technical session is Mommy A, Dr. O.O. Oyedele.
Thank you. Sitting on the already established protocol, we would like to flag up this session, and I would like to call one after the other the presenters. We have 3 of them, 10 minutes each, after which we'll take comments and any other feedback for them. But let me also quickly at this point acknowledge the presence of Professor Akinwande. Madam, you are welcome. So planning, monitoring and evaluation, you have the floor, 10 minutes.
Thank you, ma'am. Standing on the existing protocol, my name is Layade Adeju, presenting on behalf of Planning, Monitoring and Evaluation Department, the 2024 activities report. This is the table showing the list of members of staff in the department. Table 2 shows the staff movement, those that were deployed, redeployed, and on sabbatical leave
introduction, I skip this and I move to the key mandates of the department. The department has the key mandates of project planning, budgeting, and budgetary analysis. This we do in consultation with other departments and other stakeholders in the institute. And also we have project monitoring and evaluation. We do this in order to ensure that the resources that are committed to this project are effectively and efficiently utilized by the scientists. The key objectives of the department: one, to develop strategies and operational plans for the institute. Number two, to coordinate and prepare institute annual budget. Number three, to coordinate result-based monitoring and evaluation of all projects in the institute. And number four is to maintain and ensure the integrity and documentation of all approved projects in the institute. Now, I have the bar chart that shows the summary of the budget line for 2023 and 2024 activities. From the, in this, sorry. So, yes, we can see that we have total of 38 budget lines for all our activities in 2023, while we have 82 in 2024. And we can see from the graph that capital projects covers but to the highest budget lines in 2023 and 2024. We have 14 budget lines for capital goods and 54 for capital goods in 2023 and 2024 respectively, followed by research projects. We have 13 and 16 for 2023 and 2024 respectively, while we have other budget lines, one for monitoring and evaluation and orchard management being the list. Now, the achievement for 2023. In 2023, the department was able to participate in a statutory GMIS training program for proper budget preparation and submission. Before budget preparation, the institute will send some staff, of which staff of planning and monitoring and evaluation are known for the training in order to prepare the budget for the year. The second activity and achievement for 2023 was the preparation of the Institute 2023 budget with consultation of relevant stakeholders, as I've said earlier. We did that in 2023, and also we prepare the document for 2023 budget defense for the Joint House of Representatives and the Senate Committee on Agriculture in 2023. Number four, achievements. We were able to monitor all the project outputs in 2023, those 38 projects implementation. We were able to monitor their outputs in order to ensure compliance with project goal and objective. And number five, the department was able to also prepare monitoring templates, complete that template in preparation for the visit of staff of Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Federal Ministry of Finance, Budget and National Planning for fourth quarter and full year 2023. In 2024, the department has the following activity and achievement. In 2024, we were able to prepare and submit first to fourth quarter ministerial deliverable report to our supervisory agency, ARCN, and Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security. And the same year, we were able to also monitor the ministerial directive assignment for the production of bidder and foundation seed of 4 commodity: tomato, okra, amaranth, and pepper. The programs and units that were given the assignment as the monitoring department were able to monitor and also document their outputs. Number 3, we were able to participate in statutory GIFMIX training program for proper 2025 budget preparation and submission. And number 4, we were able also to prepare the budget. After the training, we were able to prepare the budget for the institute in 2024. And number 5, we were able to also monitor 2024 project output to ensure compliance with project goal and objective. We also participated in the National Agricultural Development Fund baseline survey that was held in the institute in December 2024. Furthermore, we also prepared the document for 2024-2025 budget defense for National Assembly. Now, I have table 3, that is the summary of research activity that took place in the institute in 2024. We have project 1, project 1 proposed 5 activities, and we were able to achieve 4. While project 2 proposed 3, they achieved 4. Project 3 proposed 6, they achieved 3. Project 4 proposed 4 activities, they were able to achieve 3. Project 3 proposed 3. Project 5 proposed 3, and they were able to achieve 3. While project 6 proposed 4, they were able to achieve 3. This is the table also showing the proposed activities for programs and units for 2024 recommendation. From the table of summary of proposed activities and achieved activity, we will see that some of the program units and projects, they deviated from their proposed activity. Some that proposed 4, achieving 6. So we want to now recommend that most of the program units and project activity proposed were different from achieved activity. Therefore, it is imperative and required condition for the measurement of institutional performance that projects and programs comply with their earlier proposed objective and mandate. We need to keep to what we have as activities in our proposal. We should not deviate. This will make the monitoring and evaluation to be easy. And then number 2, we want to solicit the cooperation of our scientists. You'll be cooperating, but we want you to cooperate with us more in the department in giving us information. There is no need to hold information. Our supervisory agencies, they will call on us, give us this information. You are the one that will give us. So please, when we come, please attend to us. And then I want to add this. There is a format now from our supervisory agency for our verifiable evidence that henceforth, whatever picture we want to take as evidence we are going to send to them must have georeferencing. That is, when you go to the field to capture any crop or you have training to capture the audience, please use the camera with GPS. This is how what will make our evidence or evidences to be acceptable by them. So thank you all for listening.
Thank you for saving us 1 minute. And we have the Audace Substation. Dr. Bala, you have the floor.
Good morning, Director. I stand on the already established protocol and here to present the report of Audace Station. Before I start my presentation, sir, please, I am soliciting for 1 minute silence for the remembrance of our staff who answered the call of Almighty God. First, Dr. Chikeleke, former head of station, then Mr. James Japet Yaduma, then our auditor, Alex Sheldon. Please, 1 minute silence for them. Thank you. We thank Almighty God for the privilege to witness this year's in-house review and planning meeting. I am also grateful to the director and the internal management committee. The year under review proved to be fruitful and successful despite the challenges. Table 1 is show the staff strengths of Bagauda. Table 2 also staff movements, discipline and staff welfare. This was achieved through the use of attendance and movement registers for both senior and junior staff. Meetings were done to remind staff on the challenges ahead for positive changes. Also, monthly reports by head of sections and weekly proposals for the effective planning and avoidance of disappointment. During the year under review, salaries of staff were regular, increments and arrears were paid. So staff So research programs, institutional funded research projects were carried out in Pagoda House Station and outside the station. The preliminary research investigation on watermelon situated at Bara Village, Bauchi State, 31st March to 1st April. Bara Village is an area in Bauchi State. They were known on the production of watermelon. Unfortunately, they have problems. So we are saying to go and find out what are the challenges, what are the problems. Now intervene, at least to rescue the farmers in the Bara Village. Then we have genetic evaluation of onion varieties, which is ongoing, and other research done by scientists in the station. Evaluation of heat-tolerant tomato is breeding work, is ongoing. Training and capacity building with the effort of the Executive Director, a training of women and youth in agro-business in Lere Federal Constituency, Kaduna State, took place in November. Then agricultural capacity building training on horticultural best practices. Then empowerment and training of women and youth in small medium entrepreneur in Lere, November 2024. Training on onion seed production and global agronomic practices for seed producers in Sokoto, Kebbi, and Zamfara states. You see, so then another, we have a production. I skip this one because I have a pictorial presentation, so I don't want to spend my time more. So the production in 2024 rain phase, to sustain the activities in the station, to boost revenue generation, the following crops were put under cultivation. Production of 2 acres of sunflower, Rosella squatter of an acre, soybeans an acre, rice an acre, pumpkin half of an acre, tomato half of an acre, turmeric just a small portion. Then the production at Kadawa, production of ungrafted mango seedlings 2,000, 20,000. Then grafted mango seedlings 1,500, budded citrus seedlings 500, production of rootstock citrus seedlings 2,500, production of cocoa seedlings 2,000, soursop seedlings 2,000. Ministerial production of seeds. We have okra 1, 2 acres, LDHA an acre, NH 47-1 acre, amaranth, quarter of an acre, pepper, bower, an acre. Then yield obtained from the ministerial seed production. Okra 1, we have 80 kg, LD88, 60 kg, 47-4, 120 kg, amaranth, 20 kg, pepper, an acre. So this picture shows the orientation training for our staff. Then next picture, this shows how we use cow in making ridges while molding using cows on the fields. Then this one shows the garden egg and turmeric production, an acre. This one is the successful slashing, mulching, and pruning of mango orchards, 2 hectares. And this one, again, is the successful pruning, slashing, mulching of citrus orchards, 2 hectares. This is ministerial project. This is the picture of our okra. This is the okra production, both the 3 varieties, okra 1, LD88, and 47-4. So this is sunflower. This is the this one is bower baby. This is on the field, and this is the harvested bower baby. Cereal production continues. This is zobo. This is pumpkin and bower baby on the fields. These are women, we train women at Bagauda for good nursery practices. This training of onion farmers in Sokoto. And then this is how you see in Sokoto. Last year, we are having problem of tuta absoluta intimatum. But this year, unfortunately, we are having problem with bad seed. They call it black seed of onion. So that seed, it does not produce bud. It produces only onion leaves. Thank God that with the help of the executive director, went there, and I went there to intervene, to tell farmers at least on how to identify good variety of onion. Because during our training, we found out that they don't differentiate between onion for the rainy season and the onion for the dry season. And if a farmer cannot identify this, it is a great challenge. So for the onion production still, we have ongoing, we have onion that we are producing now. So this is the picture of onion seed that we are producing at Kadawa. So this slide, this machine is very effective. We use it in the threshing of our okra seeds. It's very efficient, economical, and it does not break the seeds of the okra. So this is the root stock of our mango at Kadawa. All that I've said, thank God, last week our outstation director visited Nahu Bagoda station, and he even visited Kadawa. So this is his picture on the field. On behalf of Bagoda station, I would like to extend our sincere gratitude to the executive director and management for the guidance us alone in solving our problems. Thank you.
Thank you for saving us 2 minutes. Over to you, Comrade Ngowa.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, the Executive Director, members of the Interim Management Committee, fellow colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I'm here to present the report of Dadingwa Outstation for the activities carried out during the year 2024. My name is Nasir Usman. In Dadingwa, we have a total number of 30 staff with 5 scientists and 25 support staff. We are very appreciative to the executive director and the management for renovating our office building, because the office was in total repairs. The roof was leaking, we have cracked walls, and thank God the management came into it and the office was renovated during the year after review. Our tractor, which had been ground for some years, when we came on board, we tried to fix it. We were able to fix it and start it, but we discovered that the tractor is not strong enough to perform the enormous work that has been given to the station. As such, we are soliciting for the assistance of the headquarters. So also our Ford Explorer was repaired and it was in good shape by the current internal management. We thank the management for that. In addition to that, during the year after review, we were able to produce some seedlings, especially for distribution to farmers, women groups, and widows in Yamatudeo Federal Constituency of Gombe State. We produced over 4,000 mango seedlings, 3,000 cocoa, guava. We also received some plantain suckers from the headquarters, which were all distributed to farmers in that community. Under the ministerial directive, that is the Renewable Project, the station was mandated to produce some okra and tomato seeds. We prepared 2 hectares of okra, an acre of tomato, but unfortunately last year we had a devastating flood in Dadibwa, which had never been witnessed in the history. A lot of farmers, in fact, some few meters away for the flood to reach the office, but we thank God after about 6 weeks or so, the flood receded and we were able to save some part of the seedlings that we had on the ground, and we planted it at an offer land where we get the following yield. For okra 1, we generated 80 kilograms, while for tomato, we were able to raise 850 grams. This flood disaster really affected the station, and that the flood completely destroyed the cocoa orchard that was established by my predecessor, Dr. Olofin Choi. It affected the seedling nursery and the orchard. But we were able to evacuate all the seedlings to the higher ground. That is why we were able to got those ones that we were able to distribute to the farmers. In addition to that, there was a project of food distribution, which was sponsored by the institute. Maize, millet, spaghetti were distributed to widows, youths, religious bodies, and other groups. This was facilitated by the member representing Yamatudeo Federal Constituency in Gombe State. Equally, we had an incident where some land grabbers, let me take us back a bit. If we all remember 3 years ago, the college added some hectares of land to the station. So part of the land that was added to us is behind our fence. And we had an issue with a land grabber where he trespassed into the land. We reported the matter to the Serbi, that is the Oba of that area. He tried to intervene. We sat down with him together with the person, and the person now testified that he has trespassed into our land, and henceforth he will not do that again. So that was before the flooding incidents. Immediately after the flooding incident receded, we just saw him coming back to the place and transplanting his rice in the field. So that was when we decided to go into litigation. We took the matter to the court, and after 3 sittings, a team of police officers were dispatched to the place to ascertain, and it was established that that place belongs to the station. As such, the person was fined with an imprisonment option. So we thank God for that. And equally, the court made it clear that for the next 5 years, if he ever stepped into our land, he will be jailed for 5 years and he will pay a fine of 1 million naira. So we are very grateful to the court. So there is an issue called the Dadingwa Irrigation Scheme, which is a World Bank funded project where they are developing 2,000 hectares of land. The project is being sponsored by TRIMI, which is transforming irrigation management in Nigeria. It's a World Bank funded project, and the institute happened to be part of the beneficiaries, among other ones such as the College of Horticulture, OPA, Benue, Savannah Farms, and other individual farmer holders. So the benefit of the project is that there is going to be an all-year-round production, so that the issue of using pumps in irrigating the field will be a thing of history. Then the issue of preliminary investigation has been discussed by my colleague from Kano. It was a joint effort by the scientists from Kano and the ones in Dadingwa, because Para is a village that is very close, a border town to Gombe State. So we went there, we had the interview. After that, I'm happy to inform to the House that the Institute has approved a training for the farmers in Para, which may likely come up next year. We are very grateful for that, because the farmers are in touch with us, asking us how far that issue is a devastating issue that happened last year, which was reported in the newspaper. And when it saw the story, he immediately mobilized us to go and meet the farmers, and they are very happy with that. We have now established a good bond with them. We are thanking the management for that. There is a survey on tomato value chain where 4 local governments in Gombe State were selected for that. Apu, Yamal, Tidiba, Kwani, and Kaltingo local government. The value chain include, among others, farmers, marketers, processors, and cooperative societies. So it has been done on pepper and tomato. And hopefully now that we are beginning to enter the mango season, we are moving back to the field to conduct that same survey on tomato. In memorial, one of our staff, in person of Abubakar Umar, an agric field attendant, fell sick and lost his life on the 4th of September 2024. He is survived by wives and children. May Almighty Allah grant him Jannah. So these Ugu citizens that you are seeing, we try to raise it there because Gombe State happened to be one of the states that have been identified to have issue of malnutrition, especially in women, pregnant women and lactating mothers. So the project was developed, which was called UNREAD. It is being sponsored by the World Bank. So they are giving those women some seedlings of ugu, pawpaw, seeds of pepper, amaranth, and the rest. So we had discussion with the DEX officer who is overseeing the project. Although the project has come to an end last year, but the state government is now demonstrating the project in the state, in all the local governments of Gombe State. So we are in discussion with the coordinator. Being those crops are NIHOT mandate crops, we are now making it clear to them that NIHOT should be the sole provider of those seedlings, and our talk with them has gone in advanced stage. This is our office building, which was renovated by the Institute. That's the new look of the office. These are some of the seedlings that were raised for the honorable member. This is a team of inspectors from National Agricultural Council of Nigeria at the Oko-1 field. This is when the officers from the Dadingwa Division of Nigerian Police went to the field to investigate that issue of land encroachment. Thank you for listening.
Thank you very much, Mr. Usman, for saving us another 1 minute. So together, I think we have been saved about 4 to 5 minutes. Before handing over to the executive director, I just have a few comments to make of what all the presenters have done. Starting with the P&E, that's the planning, monitoring, and evaluation. We have recorded some successes from what he said, being able to monitor all our 38 projects for compliance. And then the budget lines also improved from 28 to 82 between 2023 and 2024. I think that's an appreciable thing. Please clap now. So that shows that the institute is making good progress. And also to be able to have submitted all the ministerial deliverables between the first and the fourth quarters, and then they're soliciting for further cooperation by scientists. Yes, they are not monitoring spirits, but it is what they monitor that will enable the outside world to know what the institute is doing. So all concerned staff should please ensure further cooperation. We can do better. Now, moving over to Kano substation. Yes, thanking the federal government for payment of all staff salaries and arrears. Yes, it's part of boosting staff welfare, because when you're seeing results of what you're working for regularly being paid, there's a way it motivates you to want to do further work. Then we also mentioned, yes, this aspect of evaluation on onion varieties is something that is worthy of note, because recently you will agree with me that there has been an issue on onion, and that the institute is rising up to the challenge of onion research is something that is worthy of commendation. So that aspect, as well as the intervention in form of training given to onion producers in Sokoto and Kebbi State by NIHOT, is something that is commendable as well. But however, I noticed that you did not give any further report on sunflower. I didn't see any. I only saw the picture, but in terms of maybe harvested quantity, that was omitted. Then the evaluation on heat-tolerant breeding work, which is also ongoing on tomato, is a good step in the right direction. Now, that in COA, the tree seedling production, we've had that. The devastating flood, I said you will have showed us some pictures to enable us to appreciate, maybe a video clip, to appreciate what actually transpired during that period. The issue of the trimming project to solve the problem of irrigation, I think that should further facilitate research during dry season. You may wish to look into that so that we can take full advantage of that project, since NIHOT is a beneficiary. And then the aspect of intervention by the institute for the farmers is a particular one you reported. And then the last one, to solve the malnutrition of pregnant women during pregnancy, is also a good one. And the fact that the institute that is now being domiciled, for the institute, shows that we are recognized and that we are making impact in that area, especially as touching the institute's mandate. However, the picture you showed of the area, I think we need to improve on what we give out to the people around, but that we are touching the communities around us, both in the Ano substation and the Garden Kowa is also part of our success story, and that we're making impact, which is what exactly is not only about research, but that also the people around us where we are domiciled know what we are doing. And furthermore, as that would keep on spreading. So I'll just stop now to hand over for questions by the executive director.
Thank you. Last question, I will just make some contribution or comments vis-a-vis what you have said. I will start from where you talk, where the chairman talked. Mr. Nasir, Mala Nasir, let me use our terminology. Officially, Mr. Nasir. You see, what will be still give you that right of producing the seed because it's your money. It's not automatic. We have to work and you have to do it. When it say, okay, you wouldn't understand my language, but then it's your language. That's if you want to give somebody goods, you must have aware. If you don't strategize, they will take it away from you. It's not automatic. So, and what I have said there, the ratio of scientists to support staff is 1 to 5. You have 5 research scientists and you have 5 support staff. So, I don't know, you need to restructure. Maybe before you go, you need to see their meeting or the German PC. Let us structure the collection of scientists so that you be well prepared to do that. Because from what I see in your work, excellently, you've gotten a lot of basic necessities to launch yourself into research. You have an applicable office now. Unlike last year when my friend Dr. Lopey was showing some things that is not present to say, but you have the office now. Now I thought of my team this morning, you also requested from some tools and supports and some other things. All those facilitated. So when you get back to station, you strategize and position it so that you can anchor it. And just like the director said, we have enough work that has been done on Siberia, which is Google. We talked about it extensively here yesterday. You were here. So you need the JIMBA, you need the project fight, so that you can go with quality, verifiable, and assertive assessments that you can use them. Just like German said, that one is not dictated to us. And that's why everybody knows it. If you show them, they may not even give it to you that this is the best you have, where you have a lot of things covered. So that you need to establish link with the headquarters, which is those people there to facilitate that. The nice work, the good one, if you go into polytechnic, fine, good. To make more relevant in that area by giving out to the people around us. That's a very good one. But stop fighting online. So that they will not be concentrating. Concentrate on your research. All the best. To Magauda, the same thing goes to you too. It's good. What you did report your survey. I know you've done a lot of survey with is it family system or national survey, but I didn't see the report yet, which is very, very important. Yes, just like outstation that if there are some on-station evaluation you did for pepper, tomato, you may report them too. Those are the things we want to see here. Just like Dr. Balatu, those pepper, you may report them, and different, you did like 2, 3 types of tomato. Maybe one of your bidder did that. You should all the reports to be brought here so that people will see it and then it can be captured. I think you have like a tomato heat resistant or tolerant and wheat resistant too, and some pepper work that you are doing. Those are the things that we need research output, not only administrative. You are administrative, but also the research knowledge is part of it. And what the chairman said about that sunflower, yes, you dare not report it because it's not our market crop. You are stealing it. And please don't report it again. And I don't want to hear that it's going to be issue of the next generation. you can generate more than enough revenue from our business crop. Just like this onion we have crisis now. You have about 8 hectares there. If you have put all the 8 hectares to onion seeding or onion seed production, don't you think you're a millionaire sitting there? Rather than doing sunflower, then mama go and then you get the oil there after several work. So please, thank God the chairperson did not see it. Don't let her see it. And I'm not saying it. And you have not presented it. Because it's not reportable. I cannot tell minister what is not concerned. Let me tell you a story that happened last week in Abuja. So the chairman, I'm taking your time and our guests, we're going to go to them so that all of us can know. The ED of NIFO, Dr. Cook, is a very good guy. Since he has been acting with the regulator, there's no time he wouldn't visit me by Abuja. So on that Friday, you know what, I don't hear Yoruba, and I want to speak Yoruba. I just told him, don't worry, don't go. The dog that sits you and he rejoices and see you the other time is happy. So I just want you to feel us on that Thursday when we are at the National Agricultural Development Fund validation workshop. Say, Prof, I want to see it. What is happening? Look, this is anytime you need something from me, don't I give it? I say, yes, you do. Say, I say, yes, that is English now. I've not had this year. He say, okay, you are producing my mind. I say, what? I say, no. I say, where? I say, it's Timbato. I say, for God cash you. Even my head of station in Timbato cannot access it. So he showed me one picture. One of our staff, also with me, and I've got the station there, was using our brand. Well, it's hard work in anyway. We have done it cleverly. We're using our brand to produce foundation seed of NIFO in the Ukide there. And it's making a lot of money. But the guy saw it as now. I said, no, it's not. I said, last year, I've ordered more than 3,000 seedlings of coconut and palm oil produced. This is it. So what would I go into something I didn't consider? So is the issue on the table now? I didn't even know that my staff, but he gave me his phone number there. To tell you the guy has gone far and he's even threatening them because he's a good businessman. You know my brother for this, they are very good at business. So what I'm saying, is what is not our mandate, we can play it. It's action, consistency project is not for us. So and that's why we don't monitor that, we just ensure that it's implemented. But for capital in NIHOP, it's 100% research. The only thing that is different is 60% for pure research, which we have been consistent with, and 40% for infrastructure for research development. When you say infrastructure, you are talking about the offices, you are talking of greenhouse, laboratory equipment, and just like they brought the PCR for biotechnology yesterday. I think PCR equipment, that is infrastructure for research development. So you should base that, and that will make it so clear.
Thank you very much, sir. Now we'll just take 2 questions.
This translated into research, though it looks like production. There is this agricultural research outreach, that is research in outlook. Rather than distributing seedlings to those people, make a way of inviting them. Use that place as your technology hub to capture every area in cover. And that which you think that is production is now translated into research. That is very, very important. Very, very important. And that indicator that I know is surrounded with water. So at the fringes of those water, you can use it. So it is not purely production, it is research. So take advantage of it. So distribution of maize, spaghetti, and that. But now, because those are equally not mandate crops of the institute. So the Kano issue, you showcase demonstration of your machines. If care is not taken, somebody else will potentially patent those machines. you need some technical details documented so that if it becomes a research entity, you have to liaise with income so that NIHOT will patent it. And I can assure you, up till now, people are using hands to decapitate some of this material. So I remember the issue of we invented one from here. We took it to the north, to one of the southwest for use. Before we got to do it, disappeared. So we become scavengers rather than them become scavengers unto us. So with immediately, with the permission of the ED, make sure you have technical details of what is where, or what is the output, or what are the losses. That will give you the opportunity to know your intervention and to be able to know the risk management or that you are doing. It's also a research project, not just production. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Dr. Omen?
So if I were you, what you should do, you have your team of researchers now to follow up the survival of those things, and you monitor it to know what is happening. I think that is a research that's more important. Because I told that honorary man, I brought it, even with your brother, I don't know you. So when I brought him, he insisted because I told him he cannot survive there. I told him I only give him orange and citrus and money. But he insisted that you don't want me to be rich like people in the southwest. And people must be rich. I need plantain banana. So I said, okay. And I told him they did not survive. I said, no. He has brought one in I think Egypt or where he said it, I don't know, that if plantain can go in Egypt, why not? Okay. So you have to work with there. So the next 9 months or 1 year, I want to hear it, but the next thing I'll be preparing for some of the debate. Thank you. Sorry, Madam Chairman.
Noted, sir. One question, please.
Thank you. You don't have to.
I'm not cutting you down. I'm only trying to help you.
Yes.
Just one.
To start with, the plantain issue has been handled by the distribution to farmers. I hear you from Dali Kumasi. Distributed to farmers. Are you giving them free? That's what I want to know. Somebody paid for it. Okay. You also give them opposite. Yes, here's my interest now. Seedlings, yeah. I was passing through Gombe State. I found out that you have some pawpaw orchards. In fact, I was overwhelmed when I saw it because I never knew such a thing grew there. Now, this is a question. Do you have a problem of pest and disease on pawpaw? That's my question.
Yes. On this side, do we have any questions? No. Thank you very much. Can we have the presenters respond quickly?
Thank you, ma'am. On the issue of video clip, as suggested by the chairperson, I have the video clip, maybe later in the day shared to everybody to see. Then equally, this issue of irrigation will certainly boost both research and production. So we have taken note of that. Then the issue, ED directed that the need for structuring the staff. This one will consult the head of admin to guide us on the necessary steps to be taken to do that. On the evaluation of audio, which is an on-farm trial, it has just begun, it's ongoing, so I thought it has to be reported next year since we have just the issue of distribution of seedlings to be used as a training stock. Although that matter, as discussed by ED, it has been sponsored by someone, the honorable member, we are discussing with him so that they can give us an avenue where we train people, so we give them the seedlings. Although among the beneficiaries were non farmers that grow have their authors, they have an association with their leader and everything. They are part of the beneficiaries, but notwithstanding, we will do what is necessary. The issue of follow-up to the plantain farmers will certainly do that, sir. Finally, yes, there are some few reported cases of disease in cocoa. There is something like aphids that used to attack the fruits. One of the farmer met me before coming here and we talked about it, and I said, okay, what are you seeing? He said there are some whitish spots on the pot of the red. I said, okay, since we have water in that for 247, the first thing, let's make it organic. Go and wash all the fruits since it is a dwarf plant. He went there and did that. After a week, I asked him how far. He said that there is no issue again. In fact, he has even harvested one and consumed it that very week. Thank you.
My honest observation and the report that I was supposed to write the evening, we are going to do that. And the issue of some class and taking care of our executive director. So I would like to use this opportunity by seeing two of the former head of station of Professor Ayakla here with us. Dr. is here with us. So these people actually, it's not that they have in their heart because they are here physically with us. Thus, you are highly welcome. And we always appreciate your effort and the legacy you left behind, that we are following your step, we are imitating you all the time. Thank you very much, sir.
There is no question for planning, but I want to thank the EP for the commendation and the chairperson for the commendations. We are going to continue and do better. Thank you.
Thank you very much for this time of presentation. I would like for us to please appreciate this gentleman once again. We can do better. Thank you for the opportunity to chair this session. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ma. Please, can we appreciate them once again? So before we go to presentation of proposals, we are going to have the last technical session. And before we go to that as well, I want to quickly recognize the presence of our father, Dr. S.O. Afolayan. For the next technical session, we're still going to have a presentation from our stations, and we'll have from Otupa. Our presenter is Dr. E.O. Ajayi. Please, Otupa. Oga said Idi Otupa. Then for Rion Jaws, Dr. Palaka. Okay, is there no ED for now? ED, okay, sir. And for ED Mbato, Dr. H.N. Ibebue. Rapporteur for Otupa, Mr. Ibebu Francis. Mr. Francis? Online, okay, okay. For Rion Jaws, Mr. O.E. Adebi. You're welcome. And for Umbato, Mrs. M.O. Ojelabi. And to chairman the session is Dr. O.O. Ijo. Please put your hands together.
Good morning, everyone. All protocols duly observed. So I want to appreciate everyone here present and the presenters. To buy time, I think we have to allow them to go as far as they can. So you have 10 minutes each presenter, and try as much as possible to stick to your time. So we have Dr. Ajayi, DED Otopa. So for his presentation, you have 10 minutes.
Good morning, the Executive Director, other IMC members, co-researchers, and all members of staff. I am Ajayi Emmanuel Oluwakayode, here presenting the report of activities during the year 2024 on behalf of NIHOT Otupa House Station. Well, under the year in review, as a result of the incident that happened at our substation in Mbato, most or some of the staff members from Mbato were transferred to the station. And in our last in-house report, we had just 7 members of staff in Otupa. But presently now, we have 52 members of staff. We have 6 scientists, we have 12 technologists, we have 14 field overseers, we have 4 technical staff, and we have 4 accounts and audit staff. No, we have 3 as at the time of writing this report, but presently now we have 4. Now we also have 7 human resource staff, and we have 1 planning officer. Well, upon the arrival of this member of staff, we swung into action and we formed units, operating units in the station. The first, we had the farm management unit, where we have the farm manager and we have the assistant farm manager. Then we have citrus and mango units to see to the production of citrus and mango seedlings. We have indigenous fruits units. We also have vegetable units. We have floriculture units. We have accounts and audit units. We have technical units, and we have planning units. Well, before the arrival, we have some rootstock, mango rootstock and citrus rootstocks that are not budded and grafted. But thanks to the arrival of the staff from Mbato, we have 4 budders among the members of staff. So immediately they reported, they swung into action. Though their time of arrival, it was getting late for grafting and budding, but they tried all they could at that time. And we are able to graft about 79. We have successfully grafted about 79 seedlings out of almost 1,500 rootstocks that we have on ground. Then we have about 550 budded citrus of different varieties out of about 2,000 rootstocks that we have on ground. Then we have avocado seedlings, we have soursop seedlings. Now, these avocado seedlings, I think we are planning or we are thinking that we can generate a research from these avocado seedlings, because when we went for the collection, we only did the collection within Otupa, and when we gathered the fruits from different sources within the location, we observed differences in the morphology of the fruits, in terms of shape, in terms of color, and all the rest. And based on that differences, we are able to grouped them to about 17 groups. And we are in touch with the biotechnology unit, at least to help us see if these differences are truly there, or what we have there are just by chance. And they can do that for us through the molecular characterization, and we are in touch with them to make sure that we have something. Then also, because we have established floriculture units, the floriculture units swung into action and were able to collect some ornamental plants that are in the station now for beautification and landscaping of the station. Now in the picture there we have, that's our avocados nursery. In front here we have our soursop. Then we have our citrus nursery there. Then also we have our members of staff. Citrus. We have the mango there. These are the ornamental. Now these are the members of staff trying to we have two sites in Otupa. There is one where we have our office accommodation, and the second place where we have our field. And where we have our accommodation is 1 hectares of land. Then where we have the 14 hectares of land, we have a fence of about 100 meters. So these are the staff there trying to landscape there, at least to make it look in nature. Then we have, these are the members of staff, these are the brothers there. Immediately they arrived at the station, they action and they started their boarding activities. Then also last year we established 2 hectares of mango orchard comprising of 10 varieties of mango. And these are the mango now as at now. These mangoes were planted last year, and we can see members of staff there managing the orchard. Then also this year we did fire tracing around the whole field to guard against fire incidents. Also see staff there doing the maintenance work in the mango. Is the Avindia. I want to thank my father, Dr. S. Afolayan. I think he's the originator of this Avindia orchard. The Avindia orchard was planted about 7 or 8 years ago. I'm happy to inform you that this year we started observing fruits on the Avindia orchard. Then also, we also participated in the ministerial directive to produce foundation seed. We cultivated 1.5 hectares of land to produce okra. But unfortunately, after the land clearing, there was no rain, so we waited. And when we had rain, we went to the field and planted. Unfortunately, 2 months after planting, the rain ceased. There was no rain. And that affected the germination of the seeds, and we are able to get seeds harvest from the plot. We are able to realize 5.68 kg of seed from the plot. Those are the operation during the planting. You can see the burning, the region, and all the rest. Then we also involved in project 2, that is development of heat-tolerant tomato headed by Dr. Ibitoye. These are the plants on the field and the harvesting. The data has been collected and have been forwarded to the project. It has been processed, and the data was reported in their reports yesterday. Also, we also involved in coconut seed multiplication, coordinated by Dr. Owe Aditula. We multiply seeds, and the seeds have been submitted to the headquarters here. Then also, from our IGR and with the permission of the executive director, we are able to purchase a motorcycle for field staff because we have 2 fields. We have 2 fields, and the second field is a bit far from the town. So the staff, they are finding it difficult to move. So we sought the audience of the ED and approved it, and from our IGR, we were able to buy this motorcycle. Then also, during one of the problems in Utupa is scarcity of water. The water is very scarce there, both potable water and water for irrigation. This village where we have our field, the closest stream to that village is 1 kilometer away. So whenever we are on the field doing our irrigation work, the villagers, the communities come around, they assist us in our irrigation, and after irrigation, we also give them water. In preparation for 2025 activities, these are the citrus unit people sowing seeds, citrus seeds there in the pre-nursery. And we can see them working there, preparing for the activity for this year. Now, our challenges. It has been a recurrent challenge year in, year out. We have the challenge of termite invasion. And that has been a major problem. You can see that is the HOS office there, ATO Tupa, that is his office there. We can see the ceiling have been devastated by termites. So we have to bring down the ceiling so that it will not fall on us. And that is what we have there now. And we hope and we pray that this year it will be attended to. Then also, where we had our office is just 1.4 hectares of land, and it is Avidia Orchard. The Avidia that started footing this year, the federal government is dualizing the road, passing through the station, and about 1,000 meters square, that's about 31 meter by 49 meter, have been taken over by the second lane of the express, and we lost about 49 stands of Avidia. And you can see them, the contractors are cutting down the Avidia tree. And our signpost, after the second lane, our signpost fell at the middle of the road. So we have to remove the signpost and wait until after the road construction is completed before we can mount it back. Recommendation. We still seek the magnanimity of the executive director to give us, he has been doing that, and we know he will still continue to do that, to give us resources to open more land. We have about 14 hectares of land there, and we have just opened 5 hectares of land. And out of the 5 hectares, only 3 hectares have been cultivated. Then we still request for more field overseers. Out of those 14 field overseers I displayed earlier, only 4 are field overseers. Others are chief field overseers. And you know their next promotion now, they are out of that cadre. So we still crave your indulgence, sir. Then construction of greenhouses. We need this for production of seeds and to conduct some experiments. We have problem with irrigation there, but if you ask greenhouse, there are still some experiments we can still conduct within the confines of that greenhouse and be able to manage our water very well. Then also we also request of standard irrigation system. The problem in Utupa is that we have the soil there is friable and so sandy. So if you apply water now, in the next second, everything has spring off. So we need to have effective irrigation system before we can be able to produce all year round. Now, I want to seize this medium to thank the Director of Our Stations, Dr. Akintoye. Sorry. Just about 3 weeks ago, he visited the station, and this is the working visit of Dr. Akintoye, inspecting the facilities on ground. This is still part of the visits. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. ED Utupa, Dr. Ajayi. Okay, the next presenter.
All right. Good afternoon. Good morning, everybody. My ED, the IMC members present here, my wonderful colleagues, and good morning once again. I want to stand on the well-established protocol to make the report, to present the report from our newest, I would say our newest outstation, the experimental outstation in Jos, Rio. My name is Walaka Onyekachi Anozie Ozoma, so I'll be presenting on behalf of my team. I call us Team Jos. Okay, so this is the presentation outline. I will start with the introduction. Then I will also have to state the major achievements we have recorded so far. The challenges quite obvious, so I'll state them now. Then we have plans, which is the next steps. I will conclude, and I also thank those who are helping us to succeed. We may not be aware that Rion Experimental Station was established in 1961. And if we go by this history, we are the older brother of the headquarters. So that should be about 14 years gap, because I know that the headquarters was established in 1975. So this station is very, very strategic. It is very, very strategic because it is located within the Guinea Savannah, the Red Guinea Savannah agroecological zone, which is very, very key to the production of most of the fruits and vegetables that we consume in Nigeria. The station also serves as a center for multiplication, distribution of some of our mandate crops. And it also serves as a locational trial for, to validate some of the breeding works that is ongoing, especially in the outstation. So after now, I think we are going to be collaborating with most of our breeders to make sure that their breeder seed comes to Jos for locational trial before we release to the public. Okay, so we also render services such as extension services, capacity building workshops, and training of farmers, to equip them with the relevant skills to take on the job of feeding the country. We come to achievements. We know, even though we are the older brother, but we know that we are going through the process of rebates. I was redeployed, that was last year, sometime June last year, 2024. And I know the story. I was first of the story, but I know some of us are, very conversant with the story of Rion. But that notwithstanding, I am happy to announce to us that there is ongoing massive revitalization of the office in Jos. So as we are walking back to our station, I believe that we are walking back to a brand new station, to the glory of God. When we arrived, we met a mini mango orchard established by our former HOS, Dr. Farinke. I will show us the current state of the orchard by the time I get to the other slides. And part of the achievement was also the redeployment of 2 additional staff. I have with me 1 research scientist and a technologist. And it is worthy of note on arrival that we met everywhere very clean, well cleared. And on investigation, I found out that Mr. Okunande and team did that fantastic job. So challenges, yes, we are, just as I just mentioned, we are just 3. And you see, I know they will say the fewer the merrier, but in our case, this is not the case. So we are grossly understaffed. So thank God our ED is here. So that request will be on the step very soon. Then the issue of quarters is about take about 45 minutes 45 minutes from Georgetown to Rion, where our station is situated. So I think it is pertinent for the management to look into the issue of staff quarters within the outstation, transportation and accommodation for the staff members. There is no water. We know that there is a seasonal stream, anyway, which is a bit far from where the office is located. So we need a steady water supply source, so a borehole will do us great service in this regard. Then farm implements. When I arrived and my team, we met nothing on ground. There is no hoe, no cutlass, no tractor, nothing. But now that we are ready to move the station forward, we are sure that our ED will do the needful by providing some of these implements that will be required to carry out our jobs. Then there is this issue of insecurity. We know that Jos is a volatile town, though for quite some time the town is very peaceful. So we pray that the peaceful atmosphere continue to be sustained. And we also know that there is no development without peace. So we will have to do so much in this regard to ensure the safety of our staff members in the outstation and also the safety of our properties in that station. So we'll be requesting my ED for the employment of some security personnel to guide us. So what are the next steps? Like I said, we are going through a phase of rebate, and I'm sure by the time I'll be standing here to give account of our stewardship for the year, the story will be different. So it will be a lot of success stories. So we are going to be collaborating with our scientists here, especially our breeders, to make sure that some of their breeder stocks comes to Jos, and we also do a validation trial to see that these things can survive in this region. Especially, we know that Jos is a horticultural hub, so NIHOP should be announced. We should be able to blow our trumpets in this region. Then we also intend this year again to conduct capacity building workshops for, especially we may start with the immediate community to announce our relevance and announce our arrival now, and then that will be done this year. Then the existing mango orchard, we are going to continue the maintenance and replace the dead mango seedlings. Then we also hope to...
You have 2 minutes more.
Okay, ma'am. To establish fields, especially where we can multiply some of our commercial seeds and be sold in the open markets in that region. Then in conclusion, Rion Experimental Station is key to the fulfillment of our visions and missions as a research institute in the North Central Zone, and therefore our support is required for us to succeed. All our challenges are surmountable, we believe so. With timely approval of our requests and funding of our activities, the station will become the beautiful bride of the institute in no distant time. I hope by next year. Now, we also we received our director for our station, Dr. H.D. Akintoye, who visited us on working visit. So this is a photograph we took the day he arrived at the station. Then on the other side is the contractor in charge of the renovation work in the outstation, Mr. Bauer M. Julius. So now I talked about the insecurity. You see, this is where we have our existing mango orchard. And you can see the cattle grazing on our field. And considering the insecurity nature of this place, sometimes we don't use force. We have to be very diplomatic in romancing them to leave. We don't want to fight. We don't want to cause any problem. So this is part of the challenges we are facing. So these are some of the mango seedlings. They were grossly affected by bushfire. Then we have not resumed by them, but we know that the story will change this year for good because we are going to replace them. So this is our current, the state of our current office building. Though under renovation, we thank the ED for taking a very solid move in this regard. So this is the ongoing renovation work in the outstation. So like I said, we are going back, we are walking into a new brand office. The brand new office to help us. Thank you. So acknowledgements, I want to thank my team. And I also want to thank our father, the director for outstation, for his good works. We continue, we hope that that continues. And we also thank the ED, the entire management, and the staff of NIHOT. Thank you and God bless NIHOT.
Next presenter.
My executive directors are members of the General Management Committee, invited guests, and fellow colleagues. Good morning. Good morning. My name remains Dr. Ibekwe HM. One man show at Mbato. I'm here to report, give the station report of NIHOT Mbatas at 2024. Sorry, if this photograph you are seeing now, sorry, I'm sorry, if you go there now, you cannot see it. I have it before. So I just want to say that so that there is no slides. As a matter of fact, the year under review 2024 witnessed a very serious insecurity in that area. Why I say serious insecurity is that since 2023, that we have been passing, what we have been passing through there is so serious. With the abduction of the former HOS in 2023, January 17th. So we thought that the whole thing were normalized by now, but the thing is getting worse. But thank God. So this affected all the research activities in that area, even the research and economic activities. People living around that area, they find it even difficult to pass to their communities as at now. Why? So this made us not to carry out any activities in the field. But in any case, I'm very, very grateful. We are very, very grateful to God Almighty and to the Executive Director, Professor Atanda, for his support to the station up to today in all ramifications. As a matter of fact, he has been asking, despite the fact that he has not been there, he has been asking every day to know whether we are alive and the situation of that area. And I keep on reporting. This report, as a matter of fact, offers only the administrative, because we are not going there talk less of doing anything in the field. So what I have here is the administrative report, which says that's the breakdown in the administration.
I really see from the number of people in Otukwa that is actually an executive director there. And his work actually spoke for him, that he actually did something outstanding. Can we clap for him again? And concerning the office, don't worry. I believe something will be done. We have an executive director that feels for the people. I think in the area of welfare, let's clap for the issue. Because I'm sure by the time you are reporting next year, the story would have been changed for the better. And then for Jos, when he was presenting his slides, I was not seeing any picture to show us what happened to the mango orchard and all that. But thank God he eventually did that when he was rounding up. But there's an achievement. It was only Dr. Farike, and now we have 3. So he has tried. Shall we clap for him? And for the insecurity, please let the romance between you and the herdsmen continue. So that we'll continue to have you, and we'll continue to have you in Jesus' name. Amen. And we believe God that place will move forward. And for Mbato, I feel their pain. You can imagine being settled peaceably with your family and everything going on. All of a sudden, something just changed. We are praying that God will revive that place again. So I don't know. At this point, I want to hand over to the ED for his comments.
I don't know. I'm saying we're heading now, but thank you, Chaplain. I think you've said most of the things. The ED, I don't know where you are requesting from. Are you not ED? You're on the same place now. You're on the same level. Please, go and meet your office. Do you think I'm calling you ED for what? Motorcycle by itself. So go and meet your office. Honestly, yes, I quite empathize with people at our simply because we are moving from the new site or temporary site to the new site. And as we all know, we are operating an envelope system of budgeting. And if you say it, you know this building. Otherwise, it's a building less than 10 years. Nothing should have happened to us. But we don't know what happened. Termite, maybe it's a termite infected area. So within less than 7 or 8 years, it's down. If you look the one we did in that poor, I think it was done during Dr. Yu's time. We are just renovating it. So it's too quick to happen, but notwithstanding. Like I had meeting with Dr. Walaka, Dr. Bana, and other things. With planning units, that's why I'm giving credit to planning. And the 2025 project will create God's Spare Our Life as well instrumented. Each of the house stations has been allocated 50-50 million. Yes, I'm safe to say that. Except Dimbato. Yes. Dr. Ubekwe, your own is a special case. God is intervening and it's going to take us through. So I think the planning can testify to that. Budget for 2025, each of the house stations has 50-50 because of what the federal government has done for us, increase the envelope this year. So we need to extend it to the house station. So Yoruba is okay to do that. We are just building the process. All we need to do is that we need to do it effectively, efficiently, and solidly so that it can take a long time. And I believe the Otupa ED did discuss that. I've sent a plan of the office to him. He even choose, he has chosen one. We started the process. That is what we did when we came in 2022. I came, I visited this old farming complex. I went that day. I think I went there with my secretary that time. Is it what research officer or research scientist says? I saw heaps of MPK fertilizer, melting on the ground. So I was crying that day. I couldn't imagine. Tech head of the nation seeing that kind of office. It was that day I started the design for this building. We are saying 32 offices. And the budget that time, 20 million was put it. It was like more than 20 million. So it's a process that we need. We have started it. I've sent the design to Dr. Ajayi, just not to blackmail me. You didn't tell anybody that, but I'm telling them now. It's still on your WhatsApp. Hello, WhatsApp. I sent it to you and you choose okay, next this one. And that is the process to do it. Because if you want to do something that is going to endure, like this building, nobody will discuss this college. This research office that it's going to stand the test of time, and that's what we are talking about. We need to start right away. So that process has started. If you can calm down, you are in control. No shaking. So, and I want to employ you to make use of the advantage you have now. Dr. Ibekwe is which English will I use? That is not here. He has PhD in English. No, that that is envy or is jealous. I don't know. I'm not saying it negatively. It's now envy Dr. Ajayi and he has all the stuff. He's enjoying it. So Dr. Ajayi enjoying it while he has. And what you need to do, like I said, is structure yourself, get the best of all those things. You have experiences in it and all those things, and get the best result you can get out, as well as what is left to be done. We are interfacing. We are going to fix it. So please make the best use of it. Dr. Walaka, I wish you a good start. Yes, you are lucky the director of our station is there. Yes, Dr. Farike did some work, but we have been taking back work again because of what happened. But we can build on that. And the planning and account people that went for budget defense together, they know how the chairman of Agric Research Institute was passionate about that station. Even because of that, he has us to write a letter for increase in our budget. So I don't know what to say now. But I know Joseph Young has special intervention now. Though he has told me, but I cannot disclose it in public, but when the president signs it. So we know what it's there for. Your own is going to be more than it will super. Maybe you'll be ES just. So just relax. Because I want you to be safe. Like I told you yesterday, 7 p.m. when you have this, meet the admin, let's resolve all those people. Just let them send it to you. So anybody can go to us and work us. Yes, it's not a matter of choice. It's the choice of Dr. Walaka. Just say you need somebody. Even if you need media. So just mention there is going to be taken. But the best we want is a strategic point for us to make impact in the particular community. Because just is strategic. Just stop any exotic. So you have the more as a part. So I wish you will be here to collaborate with you. Dr. Udekwe, what do you want me to say? That's why I extend my hand of friendship to you. You are a director. Come to our station, headquarters. Let's be running it together again. So, honestly, I don't know what to say about that. It's a national issue. We bring us from it just like the chairperson of the who have said. But I want you to do the way you feel. I think today or tomorrow you see the money for the tractor. Just transfer it to Otuba because it will be safe for us to do things officially. You know, IMC have agreed, the tractor to take it to Otuba. And since the money is going to be released this week, they will pay the money to Otuba. Just take it to Otuba and divide if it's Otuba or it's headquarters, you can bring it here using your bike. Just let's save the government. And I think the IMC, myself, this group is just admonition, except Dr. Ajayi that needs to do research. And Dr. is the best time to write the history. You say you are a senior brother, we agree. But you need to show us that you are a senior brother is here. So rewrite the history now so that you can get the next. And this is the next time you can set it up well. Just look at what you can do and do it best. You have the number. That person, I don't have any questions. When you don't see somebody on ground and you be eating it. No. So if you see somebody on ground, lift them up. So Dr. Odepe, I'm lifting you up. Thank you.
So we can confirm that it is very interested in the staff welfare and ensure that people are okay. So, sir, Dr. Ajayi, we acknowledge you better. By that time, that doctor would have been in place. So, any other questions from the IMC? Okay, sir.
Mine is not a question, but let me start by thanking all of you. You have done well. Even the person is not much. At least it tells us what happens in this nation. I'm coming to October. We are talking of termites. You should be able to find a way to solve the problem of termites. There are available insecticides for termites. The only thing I will advise is for you to know the source of the termites have different types. Some go straight from outside to the roof before coming Dr. Tony was. Please, I know how to take care from the source. Once you do that, and Dr. Tony was. I know how to take care from the source. Once you do that, and Dr. Tony was. I was privileged to know what happens at the beginning, during the time of Dr. Alashi. I brought the plan from the ministry, and I visited the place, the ministry people. There used to be residential quarters across the board. They have everything. We wasted time, so everything was taken over. That's why you have quarters there. But my advice is that for now, it's better for you not to reside there. Better be coming from town. Even if it is not from just, it can be from and be coming there. It's not too far. So when things settle well, you start talking off. Because that area sometimes is not easy. Thank you.
My question or comments goes to Dr. Ume. Is on Otupa. The termites are from the ground. I've seen the efforts of staff in solving the problem, but I'm afraid, even if they are going to do roofing in that place, I strongly recommend that they should iron. They should not use plank at all, because there is no way they will bring it down. Even on the field, anything that is dry, termites attack it and causing everything dry. So please, you have to.
Yes. Number one is that if you start from Ayamba, coming down to your station, you will see that the soil is acidic. You have a lot of clay. It's reddish. That means for most of the termites, it's a very nice abode. If you are moving fair all along, you will see mounds. So your area is grown to termite attack. That's why I say you need to do this periodically. Maybe anytime I have opportunity of coming that side, I'll look at it totally. I'm not out for you what you do. It's just for you to get the necessary chemical and be doing it, religiously as advised. That's what I'm saying. Thank you.
Solve that problem whereby somewhere they are doing breakfast. The procurement guys are here. Just like Dr. Ajiboye, we look for a material that will not be attacked by termites. Because your approach needs a passionate staff or dedicated staff, and we are not equal. We may not have the time, and as the research scientists, they will be easy on the field, and they are doing all this. So we just look for a permanent solution. So on the field, I don't think if we've not had any reports of termite attack on their orchards. I've not had that. So it's the building that is being attacked. One, there are a lot of factors which I wouldn't want to discuss here. I've been there. The first 3 months I came and visited that place, and you are there that day. I was there with Dr. Louis. If you see the material of construction, so if you see the material of construction, it was done by our staff there. It was an in-house job. So there are not checks and balances. If we give it to outsiders, our staff inside should be able to check it. But we are the one that did it ourselves, so we are not able to, cross-check it. You understand what I'm saying? Exactly, that's what I'm saying. That the wood used is highly susceptible to termite attack because it was not works the permit of the station. If we have been outsiders, of course we know what to do. So the best option is what Dr. Kuya said. He was there in the center, simply of ago. We can go for metallic materials to secure that one. And That will stop it. Though it may be on the high cost, but that can have a lasting solution. So, but for the feed, you don't get any report of maternal capacity. So this is your approach. So, I don't know. Maybe they can be used depending when this
Any other questions? Is anybody raising it up? So at this point, I think we are done. So shall we just give all the presenters an applause? Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Can we please appreciate them again? So originally in our program, we are supposed to go to the next technical session, but I have the permission of the executive director that we suspend that because of we have a chairman of our syndicate group around, and we don't want to belabor them too much. So I have the following announcement. For our tea break and our lunch, we're going to take the same order we used yesterday, but with an adjustment. The HOPs, HOUs, and HOSs are to see Mrs. Badejo for their tea break and for their tea and whatever you call it this time, and their lunch. So that's about that. And when we come back in the next 30 minutes, we'll be taking presentation of proposals, and that would be for the syndicate group. So from now, by 12:20, we should be back in the auditorium for the next set of the program. Thank you very much, sir. Okay, sorry. For vegetable and floriculture, where we have vegetable program, floriculture program, mushroom, seed technology units as components for that, they will be having their meeting in the Institute Auditorium. In the Institute Auditorium. Yes. And for fruits and spices, where we have fruit program, spices, biotechnology, and biopesticide, that will be in biotechnology laboratory. For farming systems and extension, the components, farming systems, extension, research program, Bagauda outstation and Otupa will be in the seminar room. For citrus and product development, citrus program, product development, genetic resources, and Dalinkoa outstation will be at the biotechnology laboratory. Then for information and documentation, ICT and PRU, then Riom Jos outstation will be in the library. Thank you very much. Yes, I've said 30 minutes.
It's from the syndicate. Sorry, you answer it from syndicate group. You finish the session from there. All the external chairman syndicate group, they have the assessment form. They will just give it to the client where they are going. So we are not meeting here today. So our meeting here is tomorrow. So we are not coming back here. After the syndicate group,
Everybody is right.
Technically, we are hoping the syndicate will take the next 4 hours. So whatever we do for 4 hours is sufficient. Almost all our syndicate chairmen are from outside Ibadan. They have to go back to their place. Except you're going to pay for the hotel accommodation, which I don't have anything. But if you are going to give me, I will gladly accept it.
Thank you very much, sir. Please, let's appreciate ourselves. So, with the permission of the Executive Director, we have come to the end of the session today, except for the syndicate group that will be taking over after. Yes, I've announced. We follow the same order that we used yesterday. The IMC members and guests of the institutes would have theirs at the boardroom. The HOSs, HOUs, and HOPs would see Mrs. Badejo, while other staff go the same way that we had it yesterday. Thank you, sir. So, with your permission, sir. Okay. Now we have come to the end of the session today. Shall we? So we should allow the ED and IMC members and our guests to take their leave first, then the following.